My name is Mark Walters with BigFanboy.com. Greg Lombardo, thank you so much for inviting us to check out Netflix House. It's been such a treat. This is the kind of thing, whenever I come to these types of experiences, I think, why wasn't this here when I was a kid? And so thank you for allowing me to channel my inner kid for at least a day or so.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for coming.
Congratulations. I think it's a tremendous success. Everybody that was here last night seemed to really be enjoying themselves. When you put something like this together, I imagine there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of choices you have to make, maybe certain things you can't get done and whatnot. What exactly is that process for you?
Well, for decades, fans have welcomed us into their homes, and now we finally have a chance to welcome them into ours. So we really wanted to make sure that, first and foremost, we were creating a space where you could discover all those titles you love. So bringing as many of those stories to life as possible in a variety of ways was really top of mind. And I think you see that in the featured experiences, where you really get to have this hour-long kind of journey into an episode, right? But then you have something like Replay, where it gives you a chance to bring titles like Love is Blind or Floor is Lava or Sakamoto Days to life. And we just wanted to do that throughout, right? Even in the menu, where you get to sort of experience a title through a really delicious dish, or in the retail that will rotate throughout the year. Those were all really important things for us to bring to life with these first Netflix houses.
Yeah, it really is an all-inclusive experience, because you can come in here and you could basically make a day of it. You have food, you've got shopping you can do. There's the arcade, which is, I could kill a whole day just in here, but then also having the experiences to walk through. So I think it's important people know that it's not just like one thing. There's several things you can kind of occupy your time with here, and that's very smart.
Well, it's for the fans, right? And we know that our fans are watching so many different stories, and you can't bring every story to life in the same way, right? And even, you saw Stranger Things Escape the Dark and Squid Game Survive the Trials. Very different formats. Both, we really hope, feel authentic to that universe. But, we get there by working with the show creators, the showrunners, production designers, all come together and work with our teams to make sure that we're creating something that feels rich, feels new, but yet really authentic.
Yeah, I felt like when I was doing Stranger Things, for example, I felt like I was really experiencing something that was a part of this thing that I loved, that didn't feel like it was just somebody trying to make it feel like Stranger Things. I felt like I'd kind of stepped into it for a minute. And I think that was very successful in an immersive experience. I imagine this is also something that you guys think about, like down the line, if you want to evolve and incorporate other shows and other movies. Is that something you're already thinking about, and thinking about like what the next steps are for these things?
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, our fans are going to tell us what they want, right? And we had a great experience when we were very close to opening Philadelphia, which just opened in November, and where K-pop Demon Hunters came on and launched and became a massive sensation. And we all kind of sat around and said, wait a second, guys, we better bring K-pop Demon Hunters into Netflix House. So I'm really happy that you'll see it here in many different iterations, the menu here in Replay, photo ops in Netflix House Dallas and Netflix House Philadelphia. And I think we're always going to be looking at, what are fans watching next? How do we bring that to life next for our fans to make sure that every visit here is unique?
I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con almost half my life. And so whenever I would go, you would see these pop-ups or these experience events. And to me, this is kind of like encompassing all of that in one place. And it really gives people sort of that Comic-Con type experience without having to spend so much money to go to Comic-Con. So I think that's great in its own way, that it gives people that chance to experience the kinds of things you would see at those big events without having to get on a plane.
Absolutely. We want to be close to where our fans are. And we want to, we know there's fans of entertainment everywhere. And if you're a fan of entertainment, hopefully you're going to find something to love at Netflix House. So being close to home, being in a neighborhood like Dallas and this greater Dallas region, being at this amazing mall that already has so many visitors coming, and being free to enter, to your point, allows us to be really accessible. And then once inside, a variety of price points, that allow people to spend 30 minutes or 3 hours.
Yeah. Are you guys already looking at other cities to maybe do more Netflix houses in? Is that something you've discussed right now?
So we've announced Vegas will
Yeah.
be next in 2027. Beyond that, what we want to do is really learn from these first two and really figure out how to deliver the greatest experience we possibly can. And at that point, certainly we'd hope to have Netflix houses in many more places.
And I think this is also a great place to look at for people that are thinking about special events like birthdays, homecoming parties for families and things like that. I think you could have so much fun in a place like this.
No, I appreciate you saying that. And
Yeah.
absolutely, we want to offer an environment for families, for date night, and everything in between. And certainly, the event space here, the Netflix Bites space, replay, down to the featured experiences. It's a great opportunity for group events.
Okay, so if someone comes in here their first time, what's the very first thing they should do, Greg?
Oh my gosh, that's like asking me to pick my favorite kid. I definitely would hope that everyone would check out our featured experiences
Yes.
because they're so rich and they're so detailed. And it really is, I think, a super experience that feels truly authentic. So I would definitely check out Stranger Things and Squid Game. But then once you're here, come on into Replay, grab a bite,
Yeah.
Stop by retail.
Go to Netflix Bites, sit down, talk about the experience you just had with your
Celebrate
friends.
your wins,
Yeah.
mourn
You guys
your
have a
losses.
great bar out there.
That's right.
It's everything you could want. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really, really great. Greg, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here. I'm going to come back here as much as I possibly can. And I hope that we'll see you and talk to you again.
I hope we see you again soon.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Netflix House will have more information down below. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
As you see, my career is not basketball, but you can play basketball. Terrible. There we go. Kobe! Yeah, see, that worked. Drained it. Yes! Nope. Oh, come on! Wow. I lost! Did you see him? There we go. All right, here we are in the Stranger Things experience in Netflix house. What are we going to get into? It's going to be dark, it's going to be creepy, it's going to be weird, but it's going to be fun. Let's go.